And in
I hear
today's
you.
episode, we welcome Bianca Rodriguez, CEO of Wounded Healer, a company dedicated to supporting individuals on their journeys of recovery, self-discovery, and growth. Bianca opens up about her own powerful story of resilience, detailing her experiences with loss, healing, and transformation. From her background as a licensed massage therapist to her role as a mentor and leader in various organizations, Bianca's journey reveals how adversity can become a catalyst for profound change. She shares her life lessons and leadership principles that have shaped her path and helped her empower others along the way. Welcome to the show, Bianca. It's
Oh,
great to
thank
have
you so much for having me here. What an honor. What a joy to be here.
from beautiful Florida, where it's
Yes.
getting a bit cold.
Thank God.
So, Bianca, it'd be great for you to tell us a bit more about your own journey to where you are today, and any pivotal like moments in your life that led you to become a healer and to start Wounded Healer.
Yes, definitely. Ever since I was a little girl, I always been a helper. My mother will always been complimenting me on being a helper. It's like, oh, you have so much help, and I would love to help. I've been an animal lover, a helper, and I would always rub my mom's hands and feet, and she would say, "Oh my God, that feels so good. Thank you so much." If it was true or not, it's okay. But I know that she felt like a lot of ease into it. And what happened, I mean, in my childhood, my parents are Puerto Rican. They moved to New York City in search for the American dream, especially my father, rest in peace. And with a lot of work and dedication, he conquered the American dream. And of course, my parents always had teamwork. It was way back in the day when mom will stay home with the kids and dad will go to work. My father, from being a math teacher, he became a business owner of two different businesses and the building where we used to live at in New York City. He was being very, very successful. And unfortunately, his life was taken on his business. He used to own a jewelry store, and that's when everything changed. It was life before my father's death and life after the tragic passing of my father. Definitely. My mother went into a deep depression and she never recovered from it. And of course, years later, we discovered that my mom she was with chronic untreated mental illness for most of her entire life. But this were the 60s and 70s when talking about mental health and mental illness was it was taboo, it was stereotyped, and it was like this big secret that everybody will know but nobody will tell. And the definition of mental illness, at least in our culture, was you have mental illness, you're crazy, your life is over. So my mother lived with these demons following her everywhere she went, all the way to this day. And of course, it affected the whole household. It was a world of isolation, neglect, reject, uh, very, very unstable household. My mother, there was not, it was like either happiness or violence. There was no happy medium to that. And with my father's passing as well, it was the timing when part of the culture, here we go again, it was about, shh, you don't talk about the dead, you don't talk about mental illness. So that started creating in me a lot of trauma, childhood trauma, a lot of loneliness, isolation, feeling neglected, feeling shame. And research shows that two-thirds of all children from around the world will experience a traumatic event in their lives before they reach the age of 16, whether it is the tragic passing of someone, being bullied by family or at school, and or sexual assault. I went through all three of these by the time I was 9 years old. And that definitely was defining moment for me to go downhill and downhill and downhill and hit rock bottom. I was looking for many things on the outside when all I needed to do was take a good look in the mirror and find it in the inside. I was living in a world of shame. I was living in a world of anger. I didn't know what grief meant. I didn't know that grief is not linear, that is ups and downs, and you can be in grief for many years to come. I didn't understand the concept of grief and loss. So I was really angry at my dad. And my question was always for many years, it was like, why do you leave me here with her? And it was very, very hard to go through those years. So coming from numbing the pain in the form of alcohol and drug abuse, numbing the pain in the form of giving myself to others, looking for someone or something that I couldn't find anywhere because all I needed to do was take a look at myself. And the pivotal moment that changed everything till this day was when I became a mother for the first time. And,
Okay.
and besides that, I went to school for massage therapy. I'm a licensed massage therapist for almost 20 years. And that was when I finally discovered holistic lifestyle, an alternative lifestyle. And it was a big open door for new things to come. It was the road that I really needed to get out of that rabbit hole, to get out of that very dark season in my life that it was so long. But when I gave birth to my kids, like a lot of people say, I gave life to my kids. Well, in my case, my kids gave me a chance at a better life, definitely. And I understood that it was time to change the narrative. It was time to change my life because when we change our mindset, our lives will really, really change. That is a fact. And I made the decision that I want my kids, I have always wanted my kids to have a better life than me. That is for sure. And unfortunately, the father of my kids, he was a drug addict, but he came from sexual abuse, as I did. He came from a very dark moments in his life, and a man being sexually abused is really, really hard. And in the Puerto Rican culture is all about machismo. It's all about that you are the man and you hide everything. Well, I was hiding everything too. So we were looking at each other we were mirroring each other in a big sense of the word. But going back to my kids, they were the two biggest factors, the two biggest miracles in my life that took me straight to the road where I am today. I went to school for massage therapy. I started massage therapy. I started helping others. And a lot of people, tens of thousands of people later, they always told me, oh, your healing hands, you do magic with your hands. Your hands are so healing and so healing. And after that, I kept on blossoming into being a holistic life coach. I've been doing that for over 4 years already. I've been doing group fitness instruction for very many decades of my life. I was a dancer for 40 years as well. And thanks to writing a chapter in a book, I am here today with you. And it's amazing how God always has a plan for us. And that chapter that I wrote was the biggest blessing in disguise that I ever had in my life because the people at the publishing company, they said, if you want to for everybody to hear the story, your compelling story in your book, you need to talk to the masses about it. Well, I not only talked to the masses, it really led me into being a speaker, an educator, a best-selling book co-author. I'm still doing massage therapy to this day. I'm doing holistic life coaching. I'm helping others improve their quality of life no matter what age we are. And it's the biggest mission that I ever had in my life, Anu. And I'm very grateful. I'm very honored. And then here we go. I go back in time and say to myself, wow, making the decision of becoming a mother and And then again, this is my story. Everybody's story is different. Definitely, that was the pivotal moment that I said, change is here. Change is good.
Mm.
Change happens no matter what, from the moment of conception to the moment of our death. Change is unavoidable. So I embrace change for a change and got out of my comfort zone. And here I am, being the wounded healer that I am. Very grateful about it.
Amazing. I feel like just clapping there. Really
Oh.
I love that. Thank you. Yeah, I can tell, you've been through a fantastic journey. So what was it about becoming a mother that really changed you?
Well, with my experience as a daughter that I had, it takes a daughter to become a mother, I guess. But I mean, in my experience, I took all the lessons that I learned or I didn't learn from the perspective of being a daughter, and I decided to become better than that. And I love my mother, but my mother, the fact of the matter is that my mother carried a lot of demons within her, and it was a very different time, and her mindset was just not really there. Unfortunately, she did the best that she could with the little tools that she had, but I go back to me becoming a mother. I have many tools and I'm here to actually use them. And I decided that this generational trauma that has been going back and back and back, not only with my mother's generation, but I'm sure many generations before me, I decided to cut that umbilical cord of generational trauma. And even though I am healing from my own childhood trauma, and I'm a sexual assault survivor myself, so the healing is a life journey, and I'm okay with that. I embrace it fully to the best of my ability. But when I became a mother of a son and a daughter, that was the moment that it's hard to explain. I think only us mothers can explain how life changing this experience is. Is not for everybody, that's for sure. And ladies, if you don't want to have a kid, don't have a kid. So it's okay. All right. The world keeps on rolling. And in my day, I never wanted to really be a mom because I didn't feel like I could carry that kind of responsibility. It's like, how am I going to carry that responsibility that when I'm not even responsible for myself? And I took it from there. But then here we go. God, the universe conspired and said, yeah, that lady is going to become a mother. And it changed everything, everything, because it wasn't only about me being in my pity party. It wasn't only about me being locked in a world of sorrow, of shame, because I was really ashamed of myself. I mean, I come from a culture that um, if you're a good woman, you put everybody before you. And that was like, if literally, I'm not kidding, if you are a good woman, and I grew up with this indoctrination that never really worked well on me, but it was the way that you're supposed to be a good woman, and all good women put themselves last on the list, and everybody comes first. And then when I changed that narrative around for myself, it's like finally I said, I got to do something for myself. I got to start developing a better relationship with myself, starting to invest more on my healing, my good self-esteem, building something that honestly, since I was a little kid, I didn't have. I didn't possess that. And I cherish this possession like is a biggest diamond, looking after myself, because when we blossom, everything else will follow. Everything else will fall in place. When we appreciate who we are, what we do, standing on our power, to stand on our power on our 2 feet and step into that power that we do have, everything else does follow. And it's an incredible journey. And I'm very grateful to be here. I easily could have been one of the statistics of, okay, this woman died in the hands of her abuser because my ex-partner, we live in a home plagued with domestic abuse, but I come from abuse. I grew up around abuse, and we follow that trauma from generation to generation. My mother was my abuser, so I live with an abuser myself. But once we change that mindset and say, no more, I'm not a happy woman. I adore my kids, but I want more for myself. And once I went into that mode of, okay, change is happening, but change is not the easiest thing. It's not a magic wand. It's not that you click your fingers and that's it. No, you got to go deep within your soul, so you can become from stopping to being a victim to become the victor. It's a road. It's a challenge. You got to challenge yourself and step out of your comfort zone, because even though we may be abused, that's still a comfort zone. That is something that you get used to. And as human beings, we are beings of habit.
Yeah.
We get used to the habit and we don't know how to let go of it. But once you do, you will never look back. I promise you that.
Yeah, oh, that's fantastic thing. So you mentioned about challenges. Like, did you face many challenges and how did you overcome them?
Yes, absolutely. I, we are the reflection of the people that are closest to you. Okay,
Mm,
this is a fact. And I was around a circle of people that they embrace everything that I was doing. I was abusing drugs, partying too much. This was before my kids, literally before I got pregnant for my kids. I was partying too much, overusing drugs, jumping from person to person, and I was in an environment that everybody else was the same way.
yeah.
And the one of the biggest challenge that I confront was, okay, I'm doing this on my own.
Mm,
And if I wanted support from someone, it wasn't going to be from my loved ones. It wasn't going to be from my best friends at that time. It wasn't going to be from nobody, but it was about getting help. That was the first big challenge that I had, seeking help, because I had such low self-esteem and low self-worth that I didn't think that I was worth anybody's time, anybody's effort on helping me. So that was a big challenge right there, getting out of that comfort zone and seeking help, speaking up, saying what I felt. And it's very interesting. I was at a random doctor's office and I saw a book that it was called The Secret. And I look at that book and I said, wow, I had so many secrets that I could write a book. And I grabbed that book and I read it. And there it was. The Secret is a book about the laws of attraction, how you can make things better for yourself if you set your mind to it. So
mm,
that was one of the first books that I saw about self-help.
mm.
So after that book, I grabbed books, oh my God, from Anthony Robbins, Bob Proctor, Marianne Williamson, you name it. Carl Jung, oh my God, wow, he was a phenomenal psychotherapist, this man. And I went to group therapy, and I did this I mean, nice and quiet, because I was an expert on silence. I was
Mm.
an expert on keeping things quiet that nobody knew. So I did this quietly, but my biggest, definitely my challenges there was seeking help.
Yeah,
That was the biggest
big one.
challenge that I confronted. But once I started seeking help, and I received the professional help that I really needed, oh my God, I never stopped. Never ever stopped till this day.
Wow, fantastic.
Hmm.
No, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I
Of
think
course.
that being suppressed and keeping things hidden is definitely one of the biggest challenges that any survivor faces because again, there's like you said, there's a lot of shame behind that, a lot of
Hmm.
self-blame. So Yeah, just talking about it, getting it out there would definitely be the first thing that anybody can do to overcome that challenge right now. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, and I want to talk a bit about your massage therapy. How do you see the role of physical touch in the healing journey for trauma survivors?
Very good question. I'm a volunteer at this platform here in Florida called the Inner Truth Project. And this amazing platform is for survivors of sexual violence and sexual assault. And once I went there and I did a lecture about the healing power of touch. And we are beings that one of our senses is the power of touch.
Mhm.
And in this human experience, being without touch, it can really take us to very sad places. Depression, anxiety, isolation, sadness. I have worked on many people that are senior citizens that they don't live with anybody. They live alone. They lost their loved ones. Their loved ones are far away. And so many of them, they say, oh, I get massages because at least somebody is touching me. So that's how important the power of touch is. It is proven that when we are babies, when we are newborns, the the power of touch is the first sensation that we feel as newborns, before vision, before hearing, before tasting. The power of touch. So we are, from the moment of birth to the moment of death, the power of touch is important. And that is why so many people that grow up in an environment of non-touch is called a cold environment,
Mm.
because there's no touch, there's no embracing. That part, that sense that we have, that we're born with, is not developed sufficiently. And this is why touch is so important. But for assault survivors, it's very important that little by little they start rediscovering themselves and re-loving themselves, and touch in a safe way. It is a slow process. Me being a sexual assault survivor and being a massage therapist for so long, I always been very skeptical of a man massaging me.
No.
Yes, very, very skeptical, because I had a massage with a guy, and this person touched me inappropriately. So that build up, that triggered me tremendously for years. And I said to myself, there's got to be a way to deal with this, because I am sure that they're gentlemen, they are gentle souls. They mean well. I have a husband, I have a son, I have a brother. I have quite a few gentlemen around me that they're wonderful people, respectful, and they mean well. It's like, nah, I mean, it cannot be only the closest men to me that are good people. So, what I do and what I would recommend to survivors that want to put themselves to the test, like I have, is to speak up.
Mm.
And for the moment that they come into that room, if you want to be with a gentleman or a woman, it doesn't matter, speak up, say it out loud. We understand you are in a safe environment. The first thing about massage and their clients is that you are in a safe environment. You are in an environment that is confidential. Okay, whatever happens in that room, in the form of speaking up, I have had many people that they are survivors, and the conversation just starts, and I say, hey, I feel you, because I'm one of them too. There's many millions of us out there, but speaking up is the best recommendation that I can give to anybody. I have right now a lovely gentleman from Spain. He is my massage therapist right now. And when I met him, I said, okay, this is what's happening, from one colleague to the other. I'm a sexual violence and sexual assault survivor. And he said, I totally understand. What what I mean, am I allowed to do compressions on your glute area? And like, yeah, sure. And as long as I feel, because you will know if someone is doing something in an inappropriate way or inappropriately as well. You always will know. Your gut will never lie. I promise you that. But I think opening up, and I highly recommend it as a professional, as a survivor that I am, when you go for a massage, open up, say it out loud. Don't worry, nobody will judge you. I promise you that.
Amazing. Thank you. Yeah. And
Of
also,
course.
yeah, mentorship as well. How has that shaped your personal and professional growth?
Yes, absolutely. I have many mentors. Some of them I know that there are even friends. Many of them, I will never know them. They'll never know me. Starting with this powerful speaker called Anthony Robbins. I've been following Anthony Robbins. I have done seminars with him and everything. And it's like, wow, you are my mentor and you don't even know it. But he mentors millions of people around the world. I'm in this platform called Toastmasters. That is a platform for leadership and communications skills. And I have a few mentors that they're so helpful because I'm a mentor as well. Okay. I'm a mentee and a mentor. And mentorship is a beautiful thing. When mentorship, beautiful relationships can be developed because the most important thing that there's no judging. We
Yeah.
are here to listen to your needs, listen to what you want to say or which goals you want to achieve, and we will go around that. We will be your accountability partner. We will be there for you, no judgment. If you want to be a good feedback, I will give you a feedback that is non-judgmental. It's a feedback to help you grow, not to feel ashamed of anything. So that's why mentorship is so powerful. I
Oh,
love being a mentee and I love being a mentor because there's always a win-win situation. And both individuals, we always grow from each other's experience. That's for sure.
oh, beautiful that, yeah. And the Wounded Healer, are you doing mentorship in that right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah.
am. Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
I offer holistic life coaching and mentorship as well. And I'm a mentor for the American Massage Therapy Association as well. Yeah. And for
Ooh.
Toastmasters International too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and then just can you talk a little bit about the role of service as well in healing?
Yes, absolutely.
Mm.
I love to help people.
Mm.
And in my practice, I always practice what I preach. I always try things on myself first in
Mm.
order for me to help others. And to me, especially the service of massage therapy and holistic life coaching, I became a massage therapist, but I was massaged many times before becoming a licensed massage therapist. It's just the way it is in school. And it brings me so much joy to help others feel better.
Yeah.
That is like the best feeling there is. Right before this podcast, I was massaging this woman that she had an auto accident. She was feeling terrible with horrific headaches, and I went in, I massaged her, I helped her in the best of my abilities. I gave her recommendations for her to do at home as well, and that is service because I don't get paid for helping others feel better in the sense of, okay, I can recommend, I mean, I'm not a doctor, I don't prescribe, but I recommend that you ice when you have a bad headache. I recommend these stretches when your back is not okay. I recommend that you sit and stand, not be sitting or standing for long periods of time. And this is service. And whatever I learn that I practice, that I apply to myself, I'll spread the word to the masses because it's an act of service. And I think that acts of service is what makes us better human beings.
Mhm.
That's for sure. I love giving service to others, and I volunteer. I'm in Toastmasters. I'm a volunteer mentor.
Yeah.
In the Inner Truth Project is all volunteer work. I love volunteering. I volunteer for platforms for the protection of animals and dogs as well. So acts of service it fills us up with a joy that nothing else in the world can. That's
True.
for sure. I mean, like what you're doing here right now, this is service right here from victim to victor.
Yeah.
This is service because we're doing it to help one, two, three people, 1,000, 1,000,000, hopefully 1,000,000. Oh my God, that will be a beautiful thing. And this is the definition of service. What you do, what I love to do, is a big mission that we have here. And I know that we embrace it tremendously, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. Yeah,
Of
absolutely.
course.
I do always believe that, the more you give out, then the more you receive anyway. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So how do you foster resilience in the people that you mentor and support?
I can give the example of my own mother.
Okay.
My mother, even though she grew up with chronic untreated mental illnesses, and right now she's 93 years old and she has advanced stages of dementia. And my mother, as a child, she grew up in extreme poverty. And she tells us, after we were adults, she tells us that she had a mission in life. She wanted to be a mother. It was part of the culture, part of that era, that it was like a thing of getting married and having children. And she says that since she was a little girl, she always said to herself, when I grow up and I'm a mother, my kids will never go through what I went through. And I honor her for that. And that is the example of resiliency, the example of not giving up. In my own experience with resiliency, I went through very dark seasons of my life for a very long time. I could have easily been a statistic of a woman that overdosed. I could have easily been another statistic of her domestic abuser killed her and two kids were left behind with no parents. I could easily been that statistic. And no, I made the decision that that's not going to be me. And resiliency has everything to do with it. The not giving up. You never give up. And it no matter what you go through in life, you keep on going because there's always a tomorrow. There's always another season in life that will come. And I promise you that if you pick up those tools, that has everything to do with resiliency, you will be okay. Speak up, step into your power. Don't do this alone. Don't do what I did. I was in silence for 47 years of my life. Don't do what I did. Say it out loud. People will come to help you, to be there for you. Don't get out of that shame that we build in our own minds because nobody else knows about it but you. And resiliency has everything to do with stepping into your power,
Yeah. Wow.
letting go of whatever breaks you, and let go of what makes you fall apart.
Oh,
Pick up those pieces and keep on going, and you will be okay.
beautiful. Yeah. Thank you.
Mhm.
So, do you have any practical strategies that you practice for your own self-care and any that you'd recommend for my listeners today?
Oh yes, absolutely. I do prayer, meditation. I have a mentor that he says that praying is talking to God and meditation is listening to God. I
Mm,
love that saying. It's so inspirational.
that's good.
I've been practicing meditation for 5 years, and it's one of the best tools that I ever use for better quality of my own life. It helps me tremendously with my sleep. It helps me with my chaotic schedule sometimes. I work at a rehab center for drug addiction and alcohol abuse, and I do a lot of meditation. I do a lot of breathing exercises. Oh, breathing is the best tool for calming ourselves down that we can have in this life. I do yoga, I do Pilates. I'm a group fitness instructor as well. I'm going to be 60 years old, people. So age is not a
Oh,
factor. And I'm still teaching group fitness instruction. I've been a dancer for a long time. I teach Zumba classes. So having good physical activity is vital for better quality of life.
100%.
It is so amazing. And of course, better eating habits. Hey, I am practicing that and the best of my ability, of course, but definitely practicing meditation, exercising gratitude. How transformative gratitude is. When we are grateful for the simplest things we have in life, we see things with a different lens. There's no doubt about that. I am grateful to wake up in the morning. I am grateful for my sleep. I am grateful for my bed. How many of you out there are grateful for your bed? I hope you're grateful for
I
your
am.
bed because 1/3 of our lives we spend it in bed. So invest in a good bed. It's great for quality of life and for brain health. Very important. So yeah, definitely those are my favorite tools that I do. And of course, I go outside as much as I can for walks, whatever the case may be. I'm an outside person, that's for sure.
Excellent. Yes, it's so important, isn't it? Getting fresh air and just
Hmm.
away from the it's also the Wi-Fi, the electromagnetic waves that we have in our homes that we can't see.
Yes.
I just always think, how is that
Hmm.
impacting us?
Hmm. Not in the best way, that's for sure, because the first thing that happens is that sedentary lifestyles will happen and obesity will follow. So watch out with that. Definitely.
Exactly. Oh,
Yep.
amazing. So where can my listeners find you?
Yes, absolutely. My website is www.woundedhealer.us. You can find me there. I'm in all social media platforms. I'm in Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you name it. I got it. So, yes, I hope that I can hear from you guys, definitely. And I'm here to serve, I'm here to help. And if you need somebody to talk to, this stranger is here for you. Okay.
Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. Thank you so much for your energy,
Oh,
your just liveliness and
thank you.
just passion. It's really inspiring to see. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Bianca.
Thank you so much for having me, Anu. This is great for being here. Thank you.
Absolutely. So I hope you enjoyed that show, my listeners. It was fantastic having Bianca on, and I'm sure she'd appreciate you to reach out for her and connect with her. And yeah, until the next episode, take care, my beautiful people. I shall see you next time.